If Jesus was God, why did he pray? It's a question that challenges the very core of how we understand him. To some, it seems almost contradictory. How can someone who is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent turn to another, even the Father, in prayer? Isn't God supposed to know everything already? To be capable of everything on his own? But this question misses the depth of who Jesus is and the incredible purpose behind his prayers. Jesus was fully God, yes, but he was also fully human. He did not abandon his humanity when he walked this earth. He experienced hunger, fatigue, sorrow, fear, and the weight of human temptation. Prayer was the natural expression of his human heart, a window into the depths of his soul, a bridge between his divinity and his humanity, and a living example of how we too should seek God. Consider the Garden of Gethsemane. The night before his crucifixion, Jesus fell to his knees and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." If he were only God, would he have agonized like that? Would he have pleaded, sweated drops of blood, and trembled at what was to come? Yet he did. He prayed because he felt the weight of what was ahead. He prayed because part of being human is recognizing limits and leaning on God's strength. But even in that moment of fear, his prayer revealed something extraordinary: his complete surrender to the Father. He did not pray to change God's mind. He prayed to align his own human will with the divine plan. Prayer was also a demonstration of dependence. Jesus came not to model power for its own sake, but trust. By praying, he showed that real strength is not self-sufficiency, but reliance on God. Every moment he withdrew to pray, before choosing his disciples, before teaching, before performing miracles, was a teaching moment. He wanted us to understand that communion with God is not an afterthought. It is essential. It is through prayer that we cultivate the relationship that brings guidance, clarity, and peace. Jesus' prayers reveal that even the Son of God valued relationship over raw power. Some skeptics argue that if Jesus prayed, it must mean he was not truly God. But this misunderstands the mystery of the Incarnation. Being God does not erase being human. In fact, Jesus' prayers highlight the beauty of the Incarnation. God chose to experience life as we experience it. He chose to feel loneliness, to struggle with decisions, to face fear and suffering. He chose to model the path of obedience and trust, showing that even God's Son submitted himself to the Father's will. Prayer was the channel through which his human experience and divine mission intersected. Even beyond moments of fear, Jesus' prayers reflected his intimacy with God. He prayed before feeding thousands, before raising Lazarus from the dead, and before making critical decisions that would shape the early church. These prayers were not because he lacked knowledge or power. They were because he wanted to demonstrate the priority of connection with the Father. They were examples for us, showing that the power of God is most clearly revealed in humble reliance and constant dialogue with him. Prayer also revealed Jesus' emotions, his struggles, and his love for humanity. He interceded for his disciples, for the people who did not yet believe, and for those who would come to faith in the future. Prayer became an instrument of intercession, a tool of compassion, and a mirror of his heart. It tells us that God does not stand distant from our struggles. He draws near, fully engaged, fully participating, fully compassionate. So if Jesus was God, why did he pray? He prayed because he chose to experience our humanity fully, to show us that reliance on God is not weakness but strength. He prayed to model obedience, trust, and humility. He prayed to teach us that a life connected to God is a life of dialogue, surrender, and love. Prayer was not a contradiction of his divinity. It was the clearest evidence of his humanity and his heart for us. In his prayers, we see a God who meets us where we are, who knows our struggles, and who invites us into a relationship defined not by our power, but by our dependence, trust, and love. Jesus' prayers are a mystery, yes, but also a gift, a roadmap for how to live, how to trust, and how to seek God daily. They remind us that true strength is not in self-reliance, but in surrender. That divine power is not opposed to human experience, but revealed through it. And that intimacy with God is not about demanding, but about listening, trusting, and aligning our will with his.